subscribers, this is Joe Drums coming to you. Today we're going to talk about nothing but snare drums. I've had a lot of comments about tunings and how do you tune it. This is the Bonham Snare Drum, the 402 Ludwig. We're going to tune this baby up from top to bottom today, and we'll get this thing sounding like the Bonham Snare Drum. I've had a lot of requests to do that. So what we'll start off with, first of all, if you want to go out and get one of these, they're not too expensive. They're anywhere from the $400, $500 range. What you want to do, if it doesn't have the original kind of bottom heads on it, the top one I'm using that he used to use is the Coated Emperor. And that was probably one of the secrets to getting the sound the way it does. The Emperor, I don't know, it just has that sound. It's not too thick, too thin. It's kind of somewhere in between. A lot of times you get some heads that are real thick and they just sound real boxy, like you're hitting a cardboard box, and you don't want that sound either. So anyway, I've got this loose. You can hear it right now. It sounds pretty dead. I'm going to turn over the other side so you can see the other snare. And on the bottom here, this is just a Ludwig Master, Weather Master, I should say. And it has these PureSounds. Now these didn't originally come with the drum. I like PureSounds. I think it's a great snare. This is it's the 20 strand. I have some other snares that have the 18 strand and the 16 strand. But this is a real excellent snare sound. It really gives that nice good crack that I like to hear. And it's close to what Bonham used. I don't know if he used PureSounds. I don't think they were back in the day. But this is PureSounds made by USA, so it's really a good brand of snares. So anyway, you got your 20 snares. We've got a Weathermaster Ludwig bottom head on there, and I'm going to tune this right now. Right now I actually have it set to what I had it in these videos. So I'll give a little tap to these so you can hear the tightness of it. Grab a little stick so you can hear a little better. So it's pretty tight. Okay? So it's pretty tight. What I do is I kind of, if you know the difference, if you ever grabbed a basketball or a soccer ball, you notice that the basketball is really tight. That's the tension that you need to have on that bottom head. Now, I'm not going to do the bottom head today because I don't have a lot of time. This video's only got to be 10 minutes long, so I'm going to talk about just the top head for today. But on this bottom head, remember, it's got to feel like a basketball. Okay? And once it feels that tight, like a basketball, if you push on it, it's going to give it that perfect sound that you need for the bottom head. Okay? Alright, we're going to flip it over. We'll do the top head. And I could probably have 10 drummers in here right now, and they all are going to tune this drum 10 different ways. Tuning is not an exact science. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just do it by tension and by feel. And after a while, when you've done it for a long periods of time, you know, like I have over the years, you just kind of learn to adapt and figure out what needs to be done with the type of sound that you want to get. So what we're going to do, I like to start with one lug facing towards me so I have a reference point. Now this is actually a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 lug system. Some snares have 12, some have less than that. The ones that are less are usually pretty inexpensive snare drums. They don't cost a lot. But you always want the lugs to be able to match together so that when you go around, it's even tension. As we go through the process of tuning this, we want to get this head to go down evenly around the shell. If it goes on one side, it's going to be loose on the other. If you go down on tight here and loose over here, it's just not going to get the even sound, and it's not going to sound right. So you'll get a lot of weird overtones. Alright, so I've got my key here. I'm going to start with this one. And there is a thing called a half turn and a whole turn. Now, every one that I usually do is a half turn because I like it to go down evenly, slowly. Okay? So as we do this, I'm going to take this, turn it one half turn. I'm going to go directly opposite lug for that one and turn that a half a turn. Go to the next lug and you do this clockwise, okay? Half a turn. And you'll notice that the lugs are a little loose. I just tighten them till I'm ready and then I do it a half a turn. tight. There we go. I'll start it. Half a turn. Half a turn. This one now, see, this is getting a little tighter here, so we just can turn this one a half a turn. Half a turn. Half a turn. It's here, it's starting to do something. Getting there. Okay, now I'm back to the very beginning lug that I started with. I'm going to give that another half a turn. Now, I'll shut these snares off. You can still see here some of the overtones. Some are higher, some are lower. So I'm going to adjust that as we go. So, turn a little bit, half turn, half a 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 turn, and I'm back to the beginning. Sounds pretty even now. Because now that head is seated on that rim of the drum, what they call the bevel edge, and you can tell no matter what lug I go to, they all sound the same. Okay, now I'm going to try it out with the snares. We'll hear what it sounds like, see if it gives it that Bonham sound to it. Sounds pretty good. Notice I don't use any muffling. Bonham never used muffling. I had a lot of comments about, oh, you need to put some more muffling in your bass drum, you need to put some more muffling on your drums, and Bonham never ever used muffling. The only thing that he did use was on the bass drum, very little, was felt strip cloths. He put them on the bottom of the bass drum, on the outside, I should say the batter side, and on the outside head. And when he did that, he put them on the very bottom, so it just muted it just a little bit. He still wanted that tone. And when you record with that type of drum set, even with the snare drum or whatever, you want that open tone, because when you record, you're not going to hear a lot of that. Now our ears hear a lot of what's going on when you're just standing here watching somebody play these drums. They're very open, they're very ringy. I said this on the last video about tuning. And the thing is it sounds totally different when you're recording. I can't stress it enough. It just sounds phenomenal when you're recording, when the drums are open and ringy. They sound kind of different, you know, and a lot of people aren't used to that. They're used to more of that tighter sound. But again, it's still, you know, that live sound. That's what Bonham wanted, that live sound. So hopefully this will, you know, answer a lot of questions. If you have any other questions, you know, feel free to leave them on my YouTube comments page or email me. And again, I'll start with the sound again. So these are a little meatier than these little 7/8 ones that I just had here. So you can hear there's a lot nicer crack sound. And there's the Bonham sound for you. Okay. So, any other questions, let me know. I'll see you next time. Thanks.